Would you sleep on a pillow that could show you things you forgot? Not just the fun parts, like blowing out candles or laughing in the sun. It could show the hard parts too, the ones adults hide under thick blankets of quiet. 9-year-old Nia never asked for such a pillow. She found it in Grandma's attic, old and dusty, heavy like a secret. That night she pressed her cheek into its soft folds. The pillow smelled of flowers, rain, and maybe a tear. When the first dream came, the screen in her mind lit up like a tiny movie house. Her 5th birthday. Balloons, cake, Mum singing off key. Nia woke with frosting on her tongue and heat in her chest. She laughed. Then she saw the pillow glow, as if it had more to say. Outside, the street lamps blinked, throwing long shapes on cracked walls. A train horn called far off. Nia hugged the pillow tighter and wondered what dream would come next. Why did Mum's smile feel both near and far, like a lamp behind fogged glass? The clock struck 12. The attic steps creaked. Maybe it was only the house resting, or maybe the past coming up for air. We all tell ourselves stories to sleep. Nia is about to learn that stories can wake on their own. When they do, they ask a price. Tonight begins a tale that moves between calm and cold, like the quiet before a storm. Sit close, breathe slow, and remember, the truth may whisper, but it never sleeps, and if you listen too long, it will slip into your dreams too. Stay awake now. Are you ready to listen? Nia's shoes scraped the porch of Grandma's tired house. The boards groaned, but she kept moving. She clutched her little backpack and stared at windows that looked like dark eyes. Mum was gone. No one said where. Grandma only whispered, "Rest here, little bird." Boxes lined the hallway. Dust danced in thin light. Nia felt lonely and brave at once. She climbed the attic stairs. Each step moaned under her feet. The attic smelled like rain that never dried. In one corner sat a trunk, its lock already broken. Inside she found a pillow. It was cream but stained tea brown. Tiny blue flowers covered the cloth, faded yet soft. She pressed it to her cheek. A warm shiver slid through her arms, like cocoa on a cold day. Night fell early in that house. Street lamps drew gold stripes across the floorboards. Nia laid the pillow on a narrow bed. She closed her eyes and felt the pillow hug her back. The room slowed, then spun, then went still. A movie played in her mind. Balloons, cake, a small girl laughing. It was her 5th birthday, a day she thought was lost. She woke with the taste of vanilla and a tear on her face. The pillow glowed faint, as if smiling. Outside, a train horn cried, its echo sliding under the door like a secret note. Downstairs, Grandma called for supper, but Nia stayed a moment longer. The pillow felt heavy, full of more stories. She wondered, if it could give back one happy day, what else could it show? She did not fear danger, only felt hunger for the next dream. Grandma's stew steamed, but Nia only poked carrots. Her mind stayed upstairs with the pillow. The house felt like it held its breath. When dishes were washed and lights went off, she tiptoed to bed. Moonlight sliced the hall. She slid under covers and hugged the pillow. The room smelled of rain and old books. Sleep dropped like a curtain. In the dream, she walked a long hall she had never seen. At the end stood a red door. Its lock dangled, tapping. Voices rose behind it. Mum's voice and a deep man's, both tight with fear. "Please," Mum cried. A fist hit wood. The lock snapped. Nia reached out, but her hands turned to smoke. She heard glass break somewhere far away. The door flew open. Wind roared. The room beyond stayed black. A shape blocked the light. She tried to see the man's face, but it blurred like wet paint. Mum screamed her name. Nia jolted awake. Sweat chilled her skin. Her heart hammered. The pillow felt hot. She ran to Grandma's room. "I saw Mum," she whispered. A man yelled. Grandma's hands shook as she hugged her. "Dreams can trick us, little bird," she said, but her eyes held the same fear. She asked more, but Grandma shut her lips tight. Morning felt thin. Nia sat on the porch hugging her knees. The pillow waited upstairs, glowing even in day. She thought of the red door. Part of her wanted to toss the pillow out. Part needed the next clue. A crow cawed, urging her on. The memory pressed on her chest like a heavy stone. Nia vowed to face whatever came tonight. Day crawled by like a slow train. Nia tried reading comics, but the words swam. The red door from her dream knocked inside her head. When sunset painted the sky orange, her stomach twisted. Grandma made hot cocoa. Nia saw Grandma's hands shake as she stirred. They said little, each guarding their own worry. Upstairs, the pillow waited. Its tiny blue flowers looked deeper, like eyes that now knew her name. Nia opened her notebook and wrote, "Night 3, be brave." She drew the red door with shaky lines. Then she placed the notebook beside the bed, clicked off the lamp, and pressed her cheek to the pillow. Thunder rolled at once. Rain slapped a roof that had been clear moments before. In the dream, she was small again, 7 maybe. Wind howled. She hid under a dining table, knees tucked, heart loud. Lightning flashed, white, then gone. Mum's voice drifted from upstairs, pleading. A floorboard cracked, someone stomped, then a scream sliced the night. Nia reached out, gripping the table leg, but felt only cold air. From the kitchen came the smell of smoke, like toast left too long. A picture frame lay broken, glass shining in the gloom. She saw her own tiny reflection, eyes wide. The room shook. A shadow crossed the broken glass, tall, broad, moving toward the stairs. "Don't look!" Mum shouted. Thunder boomed again. The scene tore like old film. Darkness fell. Nia shot upright in bed, breath jagged. Outside, no rain, no thunder. Yet her pajamas were damp, feet muddy as if she'd run through wet grass. The pillow glowed faint red. On the floor, a moth fluttered, its wings dusted with blue, matching the pillow's flowers. She scooped the moth, whispering, "I remember you." It flicked away into the hall. Nia's notebook lay open though she had closed it. Across her drawing, new words had appeared in shaky child script. The storm never ended. She slammed the book shut, pulse racing. Grandma called from below, voice thin. "Everything okay?" Nia swallowed fear and answered, "Just writing." But the house felt different now, alive, listening. In that moment, Nia knew the pillow wasn't done. Each night was a reel in a long, hidden film. And like any film worth watching, the next scene would be darker. Sun dried the porch boards, but Nia kept inside, her mind still wet with storm noise. She opened a new notebook page. At the top she wrote, "Dream log." With a blue crayon she drew the table, the red door, the tall blur. Under it she wrote, "Find Mum, listen for clues." Grandma brought tea sweet with honey. She saw the drawing and sighed. "Dreams can lie," she warned. Nia nodded but did not believe it. The pillow waited on the bed like a dog ready for night. When stars showed, Nia set a tape player on the nightstand. She wanted proof of what she said in sleep. She pressed record, turned off the lamp, and held the pillow close. It felt warmer, almost breathing. The dream began in a hallway that twisted and changed. Doors moved, carpets slid like waves. Mum stood at one end, waving. She was happy, face bright. Then the blur stepped in, blocking the light. Mum's smile fell. Nia ran, but the hall grew longer. She woke to Grandma shaking her shoulders. "You were yelling a name," Grandma said. "Jonah, over and over." Nia's throat hurt. The tape clicked off. Rewind, play. "Jonah, Jonah, help." Her voice on the tape was small but clear. Grandma's eyes filled with water. "Jonah was your mother's friend," she whispered. "He left years ago." She grabbed the pillow, ready to toss it, but it burned her palms. She dropped it back on the bed, shocked. "Please stop using it," she begged. But Nia felt a hook deep inside. Every clue pulled her closer to Mom. She could not quit now. The house lights flickered as if agreeing. Night 4 was already on its way. Grandma read psalms aloud after dinner, but her voice shook like a loose window. Lamplight made the kitchen yellow and small. Nia's eyes stayed on the attic door. She felt the pillow pulling her, the way a river pulls a leaf. At 9, she climbed the creaky stairs. She pressed record on the tape player again, hugged the pillow and shut her eyes. Dream time hit fast, like a door slam. She was back in the old house from the other dreams, only now she stood at the top of the stairs. Thunder cracked. Mum grabbed her hand and whispered, "No matter what, don't look back." They started down. Each step boomed like a drum. Halfway, Nia felt her wrist sting as if a rope burned her skin. A man's shout rose behind them, Jonah's voice rough and angry. Mum's grip shook. A picture on the wall fell, glass raining over the steps. Mum pulled Nia harder. "Close your eyes," she cried. Nia tried, but her lids would not move. She turned. At the top stood Jonah. His face was red, eyes wild, shirt wet with rain and something darker. Lightning flashed. In that white light, Nia saw fear carve deep lines on Mum's face. Then the dream ripped like old film. Black. She bolted awake. The room was still, but her wrist throbbed. She flipped on the lamp. A fresh bruise circled her skin, purple and real. She stared at it, shaking. The pillow glowed dull red, like an ember ready to spread. The tape clicked off. Rewind. Play. Her voice cried, "Mom, run!" Another voice, low, male, growled, "You can't hide." She threw the tape player across the rug. It cracked but kept playing. Footsteps pounded up the stairs. Grandma burst in, face pale. She saw the bruise, the pillow's red light, the spinning tape wheel. Tears filled her eyes. "He found us once," she whispered. "We can't let him find us again." Nia hugged the pillow tight. She finally understood. The dreams were not just showing the past, they were warning her. The storm that started years ago was rolling back, looking for the last unfinished scene. Morning sun spilled into the hall, but the house felt colder. The bruise on Nia's wrist shone like a dark bracelet. She followed Grandma to the kitchen. Chairs sat in odd spots, turned away from the table. A family photo lay face down, glass cracked in a jagged smile. Grandma whispered, "The night moved things." She burned sage, smoke curling like grey ribbons. It did not chase the chill. After school, Nia's best friend Rosa came over. Rosa talked fast, trying to sound brave, but her eyes darted at every creak. Nia showed her the pillow. Its blue flowers looked dull in daylight, yet it still felt warm, alive. "Just for a second," Rosa said, placing her palm on it. She jerked back as if stung. "It buzzes!" she cried. Nia's heart flipped. They set up sleeping bags on the floor. Grandma left a lamp on, but shadows still stretched long. The clock ticked slow. Nia pressed record on a fresh tape. Rosa wanted to stay awake, yet sleep draped over them like a heavy coat. Nia's dream opened in the hallway again. Doors rattled. The tall blur stalked ahead, closer this time. "Come out," the voice growled. Nia felt the pillow's heat on her cheek, even inside the dream. She shouted, "Leave us!" The hall folded in, walls bending like soft clay. She awoke to Rosa sobbing loud, clutching her head. "I saw her! Your mum! She was hiding!" Rosa gasped. The lamp flickered, then bulbs burst with a pop, glass showering the floor. The tape whirred. Nia hit stop. On the reel, 2 voices, Nia's and a new one, barely a whisper. "Found you!" Grandma rushed in, eyes wide at the shattered glass. Smoke from the sage drifted under the door, as if sucked by some deep breath. The house was no longer just walls and wood. It was listening, waiting. The storm outside had stepped inside. Morning light crept over the broken glass. Rosa wiped her eyes. "Your house feels wrong," she whispered. "Please stop the pillow." She ran, the door slamming. The hall felt longer. Nia lifted the pillow. The blue flowers looked dull, and a thin red thread now wound through them, warm like a beat. Grandma sat at the table, tea cold. "The man in your dream is Jonah," she said. "He was your mum's friend. He loved her in a bad way. One storm night they fought. She tried to leave. He tried to stop her. Nia saw flashes, the stair fall, the shattered frame. Grandma's voice shook. Your mum carried you out. She asked me to hide you. She wanted you to forget so he could never find you. Night came fast. Nia pressed record and lay down. Dream fog rose. She stood on the stairs again. Jonah faced her, clear now, hard eyes, clenched jaw. Come back, he roared. Mum slipped, fell. Nia screamed. She woke, gasping. The tape hissed, her scream, then Jonah's growl. I will find you. The pillow felt like ice. Grandma rushed in. Nia played the tape. Tears filled Grandma's eyes. Your mum did not vanish, she said. She is still running. Boards popped, as if the house felt fear. Nia stroked the red thread. We must find Mum first, she said. Grandma nodded. Outside, wind bent the trees. Inside, the tape wheel clicked off. She set the pillow near her, not beneath. Tonight she would not only watch, she would listen and be ready. The next dream would point the way. Morning felt far away. For them, now. Days passed with no dreams. Nia felt empty, like a movie paused on a black screen. The pillow stayed cold. The red thread in its flowers faded to grey. Grandma prayed and paced. Outside, clouds rolled but never rained. Inside, the clock ticked too loud. Nia kept her notebook close. She wrote, Night 8, no story. Then, Night 9, still blank. Each blank page felt heavier than any dream. On Night 10, she could not sleep. She watched the window until dawn, eyes burning. The next evening, the pillow warmed again. It thumped like a slow drum. Nia's hands shook, but she laid her head down. Sleep grabbed her fast. In the dream, she was little, maybe 4. She sat on the closet floor. Mum held her tight. Thunder roared outside. Mum's face was wet with tears. She poured warm tea into a small cup. Drink, baby, she whispered. Forget tonight. Live tomorrow. Nia sipped, eyes heavy. Mum kissed her forehead. I love you. I will find you again when it is safe. A crash shook the house. Mum closed the closet, whispering, Stay silent. Trust me. Footsteps pounded. Jonah's angry voice echoed. Light under the door turned red, then dark. Nia woke with a scream locked in her throat. No sound came out. Her voice was gone. Tears streamed down her cheeks. She touched her lips, scared. Grandma rushed in. Nia wrote on her notebook, Mum hid me. She saved me. Grandma hugged her tight, crying quiet. The pillow turned ash white. Its flowers lost all colour. It had given the last memory. Morning came dull and grey. Nia sat by the cold fireplace, the pillow in her lap. It felt light now, almost empty. The bruise on her wrist had faded, but the story on her heart was bright and sharp. Grandma knelt beside her. She set dry logs on the grate. Fire can free heavy things, she said. Nia stroked the colourless cloth. Mum wanted me to live, she wrote on the notebook, not chase bad shadows. Grandma nodded. The past can teach, she whispered, or it can chain. She looked at Grandma. Tears shone, but Grandma's face was strong. Choose, little bird, she said. Carry it or let it fly. Nia hugged the pillow one last time. She felt her mother's voice inside. Stories guide you. Not all belong on your back. The weight eased. Nia smiled through tears. She set the pillow on the flames. Cloth popped. A soft glow rose, then broke into sparks. The red thread burned brightest like a tiny sunrise, then was gone. Ash drifted up the chimney. The house sighed, boards settling. For the first time in days, no walls creaked, no glass shook. Nia's chest felt light, yet a new question grew. If the pillow held memories, what would her own dreams show now? Grandma wrapped her in a quilt. Night comes again, she said, but this time you dream free. Yet deep inside, Nia wondered, was the story truly over, or did one last scene wait in sleep's quiet dark? Night slid in quiet, like a cat on soft paws. Rain tapped the roof, gentle this time. No thunder, no shouts. Nia lay in bed, head on a plain white pillow. No glow, no heat, just cotton and calm. Sleep took her kindly. In the dream she was small as a seed, floating in a wide blue sky. Below, her mum waited on a grassy hill. Sunlight warmed the green. Nia drifted down, light as a feather. Mum opened her arms. They hugged, and the world hummed like a happy tune. Mom knelt, looked Nia in the eye. "Your story is yours now," she said. Her voice was soft but clear, like water over stones. "Remember the bright days. Learn from the dark ones, but live forward, not backward." Nia nodded. The hill stretched into a bright road. Flowers lined each side, colours bold and new. Mum pointed to the road. "Walk, brave girl. I'm in every step you take." She kissed Nia's forehead. A warm breeze lifted, carrying the scent of lavender and fresh rain. Nia began to walk. Each step felt light, like she bounced on air. At the top of the hill, she turned. Mum waved, smiling wide, no fear in her eyes. The sky glowed gold. Then the picture faded, gentle as evening light. Nia woke with sunrise painting her room pink. She breathed deep. No bruise hurt, no walls creaked. Grandma peeked in, eyes hopeful. Nia smiled, voice steady. "Good morning." Outside, birds sang a brand new tune. Inside, Nia opened her notebook and wrote one line. "The future is my pillow now." Every house holds a secret. Every heart does too. For Nia, the secret sat inside an old pillow. It showed her happy days and dark nights. It handed her fear and hope by turns. But in the end, the pillow gave back what it took, a clear path forward. Nia now knows this truth. Memories are not chains, they are signs. Some point to danger, some to joy, all to growth. She chooses which ones stay close and which ones drift away like ash. She does not forget her mother's tears. She does not hide from Jonah's shout. Yet she lets those sounds stay in the past, like a movie that has played and finished. The next reel is blank, waiting for her own bright scenes. Grandma watches her walk the front steps each morning, lunchbox swinging, shoulders light. The house no longer groans in the night, it rests. If a creak comes, it is only the woods settling, not a warning. The tape player is silent. The notebook now fills with new stories, ones Nia writes, not ones dug from fog. Think of her when you hold a memory. Ask, does this guide me or does it hold me back? If it guides, keep it. If it binds, let it burn. Then step into the sunlight with pockets open for whatever story comes next. The past spoke. The child listened. Now the future answers. Because the real power isn't in a magic pillow. It lives in the brave choice to face the film inside your head, frame by frame, until you own it. Nia found her courage. You can find yours. Roll the reel, take the lesson, and walk on. Some memories are lights, others shadows. Nia saw both, chose the light, and walked on. The house is quiet now. The past stays behind like old film reels. Tomorrow waits, bright, blank, ready for her own story. She learned, know your past, but live forward. That choice is real power, not a pillow. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. God bless.